It's your yummy update time. The biggest piece of key news that's come out today, friends, which no one's going to be talking about, is this. US temporary hiring is accelerating, okay? Most people are going to be speaking about, Uncle Peter Schiff and CZ flopping out, unzipping their bar of gold with each other and measuring it. I know, but this defense is very, very, very important. This is an early indicator that the cycle is reigniting. Yes, I am shocked too. We need to play some angel music for everyone out there. We've gone through some very tough times. We've got our Pokeballs, we've got our Pikachus, we've got our Lollipops, we've got Spoonie, of course. It's been very, very tough, I know. But I know this is like it's a bit of disbelief, right? US temporary hiring. So it's an early cycle indicator. We've got an overlay with the US manufacturing PMI. This is literally critical to understanding that if we do go up from here, the signs are right there. The signs are right there. That's not recessionary, right? And friends, you have that with Trump's $2,000 dividend. You have that with the 5-year government debt rollover. They have to roll over 12 trillion next year. You have the US Fed cutting rates. They're going to be cutting on December 10th. And then Kevin Hassett is coming. He's going to keep cutting them as well, right? Major loser Powell leaving. So there's many, many things pointing that this curling upwards looks to be appearing, which is going to be great. I also want to remind you something as well, friends. I got a friend as well in the comment section just asked as well, hey, why would they cut rates if the economy is like reigniting? But you got to remember, it's not so easy, right? There's Main Street and there's Wall Street. Wall Street, finance, stocks, NASDAQ, okay? Smelly Poop 500, okay? That's been going up in like, the everything bubble, AI bubble stuff out here, right? Main Street, struggling. Main Street, plumbers, nurses, teachers, carpenters, everyone out here, the real economy, right? Mechanics, struggling, right? Gas prices too high. There's just hard for their homes and rent and everything all together, okay? You can track them with consumer sentiment. You can even use a proxy. You can use Donald Trump's polling numbers. He's been sinking fence. Donald Trump has like record low approval ratings. He went from like a +8 advantage to 0, then now he's down to -14. Like it's an enormous, right? So that's why I keep telling you as well, Main Street must eat. And here's the thing, friends. One of the biggest, most successful unicorn applications of this cycle is PolyMarket. PolyMarket is prediction market, okay? Literally unicorn, okay? It was covered for the Trump. Remember, friends, how popular did PolyMarket get? It was one of the most viewed websites in 2024. Everybody was using it to check the presidential election odds, okay? That's on Polygon chain. Matic. You'd probably expect Matic to be like 20x higher because they have a unicorn application on the freaking chain. My friends, Matic is down 95%. Look at it. It's down 95%. It's still bleeding. It's still destroyed. Matic. I remember, friends, I bought Matic last cycle. I sold around the top. Made posts. But yeah, man, I'm just telling you. Look, I've just been, look, you can sit here, like, people want to cry fag and stuff all day. It's okay, bro. You can go cry fag. Just go cry fag somewhere else. I'm just telling you, all right? I spent 18 hours a day here because I wanted to find out what is making crypto actually tick. Who are the people? I want to get inside their head. Why do they hold? Why crypto, right? Bitcoin, it's got no cash flow. Why does it even have value? I wanted to go investigate all these, and I did. That's why I spent 18 hours a day figuring this stuff out. And then I want to find out the altcoins. Metcalfe's law, network effect, community is the asset. Yes, they all apply. However, the liquidity is thin as hell. Okay? It's an emotional cycle that keeps coming at play. We don't have the DCA Ponzi money, the auto bid, like the stock market does. The stock market, friends, the Smelly Poop 500 has literally $60 billion of money coming in every month. So the market's, friend, is very efficient. It's very efficient. Friends, if they didn't have the $60 billion of auto bid, do you want to know what the NASDAQ will be doing? It would be doing junk like this. Okay? If you go back, The NASDAQ, right, would be doing more of these swoops where it drops 25 to 30%. It would be volatile as hell going up. You don't have the DCA Ponzi money. Okay, but because you have this staggering auto money over time, it keeps it locked into the trend of its long-term, it's basically its long-term macro drift. But in crypto, it's purely retail. We don't have that. We rely on Main Street. Main Street, everyone in the economy. When you have enough money in your bank account, you can think rationally about the future. When you can't even fill up your car, you don't care about, oh yeah, this thing might be, 3x undervalued based off Metcalfe's law. You don't care about that. You don't even believe it. Polygon is down 95%. Main Street is starving, man. It relies on the business cycle. We are now 37 months into our Great Depression. Okay, which is true. That's why I show this for you, friends. And by the way, I got to remind you, it's not causation correlation, okay? The PMI doesn't cause anything. It's just a snapshot of what's happening. We have been in 37 months, okay? Because you want to know, right? You want to know, hey, is everybody rich and they're just buying stuff? Not my thing. Because if that happens, well, the price you get is the price you get. Like, for example, if you go to last cycle, friends, let's look at EOS, right? EOS in the last cycle, this is in 2020, EOS did, this is the funniest part. EOS, and this was considered the biggest failure of all time, it went up 6x. That makes me cry. You went up 6x and you were considered a colossal failure. You only went up 6 times your money. That's funny. But friends, that's EOS, right? EOS couldn't go and do anything good. Only just did a 6x, okay? So the price you got with the money printing, 0% rates, that's the price you got, And then I'll just come back and show you. I'll show you Matic, right? So when EOS did a 6x, what did Matic do? Friends, let me show you. Matic did from April, 192x return. 6, 192. 6, 192. You see? They both went up. What happened during that period of time of 2021, friends? As I show you, again, keeping it family friendly, the PMI went up. Main Street got money into their hands. Main Street, the PMI showed the snapshot that Main Street has money in their hands and they're acting. They're actually acting right now. You see, when Matic actually peaked, friends, in March, April, May, there you go. The PMI hit 63, man. It literally had hit 64 back to 60. Do you see? Look where we are right now. We're down. Okay, we're down in the dupes. That's why I'm here to give you a very, very yummy update. And I'm just telling you, friend, look, if someone wants to be a cry fad, click sell and leave, just get out. No one cares. I'm just telling you, when I see these low prices, I don't care what all the soy boy bears who are hooking up with each other and doing very non-family friendly acts and sitting in the hotel cuck chair, okay, and putting glitter over their face and painting their fingernails and skipping leg day. I don't care what they say. Bear market, this, altcoins have no value. I don't care. No revenue. I don't care about what they say. I see 37 months of depression. So that's not fair value to me. That is irrationally long sadness undervalued. That's why, friends, I don't know how excited people can get to the upside, and you don't either. That's why guessing price targets is totally guessing. But that's not the job is not guess a price target. It's not the job. My strategy is not guess the price target. My strategy is if I see depression, I either buy, and if I don't have any money left, I keep holding. I buy in depression, I hold a depression, and I wait for euphoria. Okay? This is also hilarious, friends, as you've seen. Binance CZ absolutely mogs Uncle Peter Schiff.
So I have a nice box here.
What is that?
It has some, I think it's Kirkus like.
So he gives him a gold bar, and then he jokes that it was a fake gold bar as well. So Bitcoin versus tokenized gold. That's why they're having a debate right now. It's always the same stuff. Just to get fundamental. I want to go to, there's fun and the word mental. Fun and mental. I want to know, why does Uncle Peter Schiff say crypto is dog poop? Why? And then I figured it out. He values 0 in digital network effects. That's it. He's old. That's it. It's not a way of saying it. He's just old. He values 0 in digital network effects. Friends, just like most people over the age of 65, baby boomers, okay, they have no emotional connection, most of them, with talking to somebody on the internet. You know, most, not all, but most, because they just didn't grow up in that. Okay. Now, the cycle is going to keep repeating. Okay. All of us, you know, if you're anywhere age between, say, you know, 15 and 45, okay, we have not been born in a world where Matt has released the Chinese sandwich making sex robots yet. So when we see a robot, we're going to be like, get away from me, get away from me, don't peg me there. But children born today, they're gonna live in a world. The child born today, Generation Beta, one of the most horrific. I think it's Generation Alpha and Generation Beta, but like just, you know, one of the most unfortunate names for that whole generation. But Generation Beta, they're going to be growing up in a world with robots, you know. And think about this, friends. In 20, 30 years, right, the children being born there, it might be just test tubes by then. But the world they grow up in, they'll be born in a world where robots have like rights and there's laws around them, right? Like you can't get them to make more than 3 sandwiches an hour. That's slave labor because it reflects bad on humanity. You see what I mean? And you and I, we don't, we're just, hey, it's just a hunk of metal. Okay, so this is how it works. The cycle continues, right? Everything's cyclical. Taiki Maeda is short Ethereum again. He's short Ethereum at 3,134. So Taiki Maeda is a DeFi crypto influencer. He describes himself as a cockroach many times. So Taiki likes to take very, very little risk. He's always leaning conservative. He's like, you know, he's constantly rotating the stable coins. That's just his personality type. His strategy is super long-term survival, right? Whereas obviously I'm like the polar opposite. Just how I am in crypto is literally throw me every single baseball you can. I'm swinging for the fences as hard as I can. I'm here 18 hours a day when it comes to that. So Taiki, for example, focuses on, you know, the DeFi, the yield farming stuff out here, right? So yeah, it's probably just interesting for you to know about, like, there's different people, how they invest, different style. That's why, friends, you can't give, there's no financial advice. Like, you know, like everybody's got their own different style, what they're comfortable with, what they can and can't sleep with. I also want to give you this, friends. Very important. AI stocks. So more examples. That's why I've given you this very, very yummy update. AI stocks have been carrying the whole world. Okay. Main Street is still struggling. Look. Okay. You see these two charts here? The top chart is the S&P 500. The bottom chart is what happens if you remove AI companies from the S&P 500. Friends, the S&P 500 has gone nowhere in 12 months. You see that? It's only up 20% in like the past 2-3 years as well. Whereas the AI companies are up 70%. You get it? With the index. See, it's huge. Huge. So this is wild. The Smelly Poop 500, removing AI names, gained 25% since ChatGPT launched in 2022. But in that same period of time, if you include the AI names, they've grown basically 73%. You see, there's been a huge disconnect. That's why they call it the K-shaped economy, right? But I've done my research, friends. In the past, this is actually normal, all right? There are things they move together, and there are periods they disconnect, the alligator jaws. There are periods where Wall Street is doing great, Main Street's getting cucked, like us now, okay? There is that period of time. And there's also other periods of time, right, where Wall Street's ass, but Main Street's doing good. Now, when I actually checked ChatGPT in the historical evidence for this, we got to redefine what Wall Street doing crap means, because you don't get Wall Street collapsing and Main Street doing amazing. There's none of that. What we might have to define crap is like a flat period. You know, it goes up, goes down, comes like flat. But Main Street's doing good. Otherwise, friends, if you look at it, if you go up, go down, look at flat, that looks like a top. That looks like a rounding top. Okay? That's why what we might find in a very family-friendly way, this is the NASDAQ, okay? This is the NASDAQ. What we might find is next year, right? So this is next year. The NASDAQ might do the whole roundy part like that, okay? Like that. Boop, 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 you know what I mean? It might do something like that, right? Or it just does this. You know, that curly part, you know, and everyone thinks, oh yeah, something happens like that. And then what we might find by the end of the year is you're like, oh, it didn't actually go anywhere, but the price has just stayed high and it's just like rounding off. If you actually look at it in the past, yeah, it does have these periods as well. I mean, this is what it did in 2021, November, the past few months, okay? Obviously, the NASDAQ is like a different beast. It does these periods of time. The Smelly Poop 500 has more of a tendency to do these rounding-ish chart. See, rounding, round. You see that? Pop, 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 before it descends into hell, okay? So no matter how we spin it, Main Street must eat. But you know what? That could be my bias as well, because I'm like, man, this thing looks so high. But yeah, you never know. It might just melt up next year. That could happen. Where, like, if you're giving Kevin Hassett and he's going to do QE, he's going to do yield curve control, right? And it's going to, like, force AI investment. So America, I guess, can get a kickstart against China in the AI data center manufacturing, plus more robots and robotics. Trump administration is pivoting towards that. So you do see a path for that. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, right? It's just like, what else can we do, man? You got the US Fed, got Treasury percent, Trump, like every single administration saying this thing that's what they're doing, right? Do we really think there's going to be a massive conspiracy there where they're all saying they're going to do something and then there's worse plans coming? It could be, man. It could be, you know? But what are we to do? You know, I'm still here to make it with you. Don't stop believing. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you in the next one.